We can talk about crypto or not. It's up to you.
No, crypto, it's uh, tricky. I think there's a lot of potential. Very bullish and optimistic about Bitcoin, and I do see user case for crypto also with international transfers, specifically when you talk about all this working capital that is required to do pre-funding. So there's a lot of inefficiencies within the global banking system balance sheet that they have in terms of like pre-funded accounts. When you were able to move money faster or move the asset faster together with the messaging system. So when you were able to communicate that you have a transfer to this financial institution abroad, but you also move the asset quicker, you're able to release all this pre-funded cash that is used and reduce the friction. So I do see crypto coming in as a part of the infrastructure for international transfers. I don't see it replacing international transfer by itself. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of like requirements in terms of like compliance and KYC that is required, especially when you're talking about companies in Brazil. You have tax related issues when you're importing or exporting goods. So the onboarding process, and the registration process probably will improve, but remain quite the same in terms of validations that you need to be doing. But when you are able to use the crypto infrastructure for international transfers, I think will facilitate the process. So that's specifically to Hermes. So when you talk about crypto as a whole, there's a lot of other applications to blockchain. When you talk about Bitcoin as an investment possibility, as people are discussing a lot, or all the other cryptos, I'm more skeptical about when people get very excited about all of those other cryptocurrencies that have no application or even like uh, 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 um, any subsidy. And then again, parenthesis, I am an investor at Bitcoin, but only Bitcoin today. And there's a specific belief that I have about this specifically asset class of Bitcoin. Um, but in general, so I'm skeptical about when you see a lot of those price performance. Then you see, you know, even like Dogecoin, like skyrocketing. So it was a
What
joke at the
happened with
beginning.
Doge is insane. I mean, it lost 21% today, but it
It's
got like
insane. And then even you have
hustle.
Elon
I
Musk
saw the
saying it
Saturday
is a
Night Live
hustle.
sketch, of course, yes.
And then of course, now probably with all the cash that they have, they probably are trying to do something with what it was at the beginning a joke. So they're probably trying to develop something out of like Dogecoin. But you know it's
Yep.
why would you need it
That's insane.
if
Had
you
you
have
bought
Bitcoin?
Doge January 1st, you would have made, and today, like maybe yesterday, you would have made 11,000%. Today, you would have made 7,000%, but still 7,000% in 5 months. It's insane.
And I'm happy for those that did it. And it's not like it's there's a lot of those effects when you have there's other opportunities or other moments in where that happened. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't invest. I think everyone is like independent and probably old enough. I'm just worried about like when some people that don't even understand what is happening, they ended up buying it just because of the hype. And then of course it goes up because you have more demand than you have in terms of supply at that short term. And then the market changes, and then people lose money because they don't understand, or there is no fundamental to all this price performance. So specifically, I prefer to stick with Bitcoin, which I'm
Yeah.
bullish for the long
Well,
term.
yeah, I've been investing in it for the last 6 years. So start buying Ethereum at like 25 cents. Now it's $4,000, and Bitcoin was like $30 when I started, and It's I am now, as a Florida resident, I am considering selling about a third of everything I have in crypto, just to diversify a little bit more, because the gains in the last 6 months, like it's good. But I've done this at every time, when you hit 19,000 back then, like every time that it hits this like thing that feels really picky and bubbly. I mean, by the time that it's a joke on Saturday Night Live, and that isn't really fluctuating the price, you want to be. I believe in all theses, and I will always continue to hold it. But I'm also diversification is also good to preserve. Right, like I think you want to create wealth. You should have. It's the opposite of diversification. Diversification is a good way to preserve it, and I think with all the gains, it's good to start just preserving some of them. Not that I think that the dollar is any more real than anything else for me. They're all just illusions, but that's a whole not that could just lead us to like we can go into the Alan Watts like rabbit hole of money, but that would be, we would need like a few more hours.